All right, Joel Embiid, he's been vocal about not trusting the Orlando bubble to stay safe. And not only is he talking the talk, he is walking the walk. So here you have it, Embiid arriving in Orlando in a full hazmat suit. Earlier this week, the Sixers big man said he hated the idea of the return, but he was there to do his job. The Sixers open their season restart August 1st against the Pacers. Perk, what do you think? Is it too late for the NBA to turn back on the restart?
So, listen, the planes have landed. Guys have made themselves at home in their hotel rooms. The courts are laid down. Practice started in, a few days? Hey, let's get the games going. It's too late to turn back now. Guys are all the way in. Tests are being sent out. They're in their 48-hour quarantine time. Food is being delivered. Guys are posting videos of how it look in the bubble. Hey, it's time for action. Who wants the smoke? It's too late to turn back now. Who wants this action? Who wants it?
Great question.
Well, let's put it this way. I think that the NBA season's going to start. I believe they will crown a champion. I believe they're going to get through their postseason and crown a champion. I was always cautiously optimistic about the NBA, but it's precisely because Adam Silver has had such a sober view of what's going on that I'm optimistic. There's a bubble. It's a central location. There aren't as much personnel on an NBA squad because there are fewer players than baseball or football. You need less support staff as a result. You can't bring your family in there right away. There's multiple tests, et cetera, et cetera. Even then, they're now in a hot spot of COVID, right? DeSantis has been disastrous down there, the governor, and he wants to reopen schools before it's time, and he's following the lead of some even less responsible people than him in the federal government. You probably know who I'm referring to. And as a result, they're actually in a COVID hotspot. So even with all the precautions they're taking, the reason I have confidence that the NBA, I'm cautiously optimistic, they're not only going to start, they're going to get through the regular season and their postseason and crown a champion eventually, even if there's some delays, is because Adam Silver and the Players Union have a sober approach. In other words, when you realize anything's possible here, we may have to stop. We're going to have to do things very differently. This is going to cost us money. Forget fans. Like, the NBA's been out in front of it, so that gives me confidence. But Perk, don't think it's a foregone conclusion it's going to happen. You know, I remember sitting in the studio at the Seaport, and as the pandemic was hitting, right? And Trump was saying, oh, there are 15 cases. It's going to be down to 0 pretty soon. A Harvard professor came out and said, I don't think in a month there's going to be a single, or maybe he just said a couple weeks, there's going to be not a single kid in a classroom anywhere. And that sounded outlandish at the time. A couple weeks later, no one was in a classroom anywhere. Everything was shut down. It's hard to imagine something so different, right, in the near future when it's never happened before. And then it happens and things change. So what did we just see? The Ivy League just canceled its season, right? We're talking about college football. College football people talking cocky a couple weeks ago are like, nope, not confident anymore. Because the NBA has had that approach all along, let's be very careful. I'm with you. I think we're going to start. I think we're going to finish eventually. But let's not pretend it's a foregone conclusion. This thing could change rapidly.
Well, I get it, Max, but listen, one thing I do know, we have the best commissioner in sports in Adam Silver, and I said this time and time again. The way that the Players Association with Chris Paul and Michelle Roberts have been in communication with Adam Silver has been phenomenal. And I do think there will be adjustments that's being made throughout the time in the bubble, because Adam Silver will hear the concerns from the players and make the adjustments, food, et cetera, on how to go about things down in the bubble. But let me tell you why I'm so optimistic that the games are going to start and someone is going to be crowned the champion. Although they are in the hot spot, they are in the bubble, $1 billion bubble. But I'm watching this TBT tournament, and I'm like, hold on, nothing has happened over here. Guys are playing basketball, they're competing. We haven't heard of anything for a stoppage or, guys having to leave because of the coronavirus or any one of those players catching the coronavirus. Now, I might not tell you they are in Ohio, but COVID is everywhere. So I'm optimistic, very optimistic that it's going to start and it's going to finish. But it is going to be some changes throughout the bubble. because of the concerns of the players, and Adam Silver is a players commissioner, the best in the world.
I co-sign every single thing you just said, Perk, and I think that if the NBA can't do it, then these other leagues don't have a shot because they've done almost everything right. One thing that I notice about Embiid, guys, he showed up in a full hazmat suit. Embiid's what, 7'1", 280? That's not off the rack. I don't know if you can get a hazmat suit off the rack. That's a custom-made hazmat suit. That means he planned this for weeks. Embiid's like, I'm ordering a hazmat suit probably weeks ago, right? He's not playing games.
Let's hope he doesn't have to wear that again anytime later on in the bubble. Guys, I want to ask you. Look, obviously,
go ahead, Charlie. Sorry.
Obviously, the lives of all the players are changing for the course of the next few months. We saw yesterday the Dallas Mavericks. They had a dance party to, shake off those nerves, have some fun. I want to ask both of you if you were in the bubble. Perk, we'll start with you. What would you do in your free time?
In my free time, listen, what I used to do all the time when I was on the road, when we was on the road for 2 weeks, Charlie, I would bring my Martin DVDs and play them on my laptop. That's what I do in my free time. Listen, I'm an old school type dude. I'm old at heart. I got an old soul. I don't play video games. I don't play PlayStation and Xbox and all that. And I don't rap, so I'm not like Dame Dollar. I wouldn't be bringing studio equipment in. I would bring my old school Martin DVDs, put them into my laptop, and I would run them back to back to back. That's what I'll be doing. As long as I got that, my cell phone to FaceTime with my family, and social media to get on Twitter and piss people off, I'm all good.
Yeah, he's not lying either. Perk was born collecting Social Security. He's an old soul. It's no lie.